कहीं भी रूल बुक में ये नहीं लिखा गया था कि once the buzzer goes off, black box के अंदर कोई नहीं आ सकता. ये जरूर लिखा गया था कि एक टाइम पे 2 ही जन अटैक या प्रोटेक्ट कर सकते हैं. My conversations were definitely interesting with him because he's a very good person. He's a interesting human being. I loved being inside, the house for 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks with Hina and Sidharth. Sidharth is a lot of fun when he's not in competition. वो बहुत प्यार से ना मतलब मजाक में बोल देता था, but actually I cleared it out with him. Me, I love Bigg Boss. I love the show. I love the format. I live it differently than most other people.
You had very interesting, I think, conversations and showdowns with Sidharth Shukla as well.
Well, showdowns, of course, because in tasks, mostly we don't function the same way in tasks. But my conversations were definitely interesting with him because he's a very good person. He's a interesting human being. I loved being inside, the house for 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks with Hina and Sidharth. Sidharth is a lot of fun when he's not in competition. When he's in competition, he becomes a child and then he functions the way he functions, which is great to watch. It makes for great television. But he is just awesome to be around, and we've done so much masti and so much crazy stuff. So I had a great time.
The first day started off with all those promos that were coming in, and of you reading out those tweets of what you had written about Siddharth for the last season, and that was interesting. So it seemed that he still held it close to his heart. He mentioned even inside the house कि आप जब tweet करते हो तो आप उससे पहले सोचते नहीं हो, and something to those effects. So was that tension over there?
या वो बहुत प्यार से ना मतलब मजाक में बोल देता था, but actually I cleared it out with him. I said, if you have this in your heart and if you're actually feeling that, then tell me about it. And he honestly just held my shoulders and he said, Gauahar, I have nothing in my heart. And I'm just shadowing because we're here and we have to do something fun and that's about it. But I genuinely have nothing in my heart about the tweet. Whatever it was cleared on stage. So whatever banter that we were sharing in the show, it was just purely fun. But on stage, yes, we did clarify it. I didn't know actually that was going to be a segment. But I'm not scared about clarifying anything. Those were my views about the season, about certain things, about certain behavior. And that was not the same when I met him. So those are two different things, and I absolutely clarified that, and he was fine with it. As soon as we left the stage, he was absolutely fine with it.
This is Sabha from Toronto, Canada. Please ask her if she would continue her friendship with Hina instead outside of Bigg Boss house.
Yeah, absolutely. Hina, Sidharth, both. I'm in touch with them, and I will definitely love to be in touch with them. They've been amazing to me in the show. We had a great time, and I think they are very strong individuals. Sometimes we could differ on certain points, but I had a fun ride and I would definitely like to be in touch with them.
In the final task, when you were invited by Bigg Boss inside the chamber
Theater.
and both you and Hina, you were on the same page and you had this argument with Siddharth. So, that is the sort of, those are the sort of visuals that make Bigg Boss so interesting. You guys were literally going for each other.
Well, because see, what happens is when people are so passionate about a certain thing, say, in this instance, Bigg Boss, the show, we all see it differently. We all perceive it differently. Every task is read and understood differently by every individual. But the underlining factor is passion. When you're passionate about something, you are that fiery. And if you're of that state of mind that you will keep your point across, then that's what happens. Me, I love Bigg Boss. I love the show. I love the format. I live it differently than most other people. I read it differently than most other people. So that task was very interesting because I had the least number of people in my team. So I had to protect them. I had to fight for them. And I had to see how best I can save them on the show. And that's exactly what I did. And I was against two really passionate people. Thankfully, Hina was probably on the same page as me, but not completely, because she was also playing her game. I was also playing my game. And that entire rule factor that okay, black box के अंदर उसकी टीम के खड़े थे but ये लोग अटैक कर रहे थे, was actually the confusion, because कहीं भी rule book में ये नहीं लिखा गया था कि once the buzzer goes off, black box के अंदर कोई नहीं आ सकता. ये जरूर लिखा गया था कि एक टाइम पे 2 ही जन अटैक या प्रोटेक्ट कर सकते हैं, और यही चीज को नकारते हुए बार बार कहा जा रहा था कि 2 लोगों ने उल्लंघन किया है। तो वो उल्लंघन में तो मेरी टीम थी ही नहीं, बट आई वाज जस्ट ट्राइंग टू मेक अ पॉइंट अबाउट the difference of what was written and how it was being read. So yeah, so I love Big Boss for this, how passionate people just go for it, for their views.
This is Mandeep Gotra. आपने सिद्धार्थ के हैंड पर कौन सा अल्फाबेट डाला था जो सिद्धार्थ मना कर रहा था?
ऐसे ही हम छेड़ रहे थे यार एक दूसरे को, कुछ नहीं, मतलब जब कुछ नहीं होता था तो हम ऐसे ही टाइम पास करते रहते थे, ऐसा कोई पर्टिकुलर लेटर नहीं।
And I don't know if you know about it, but it was trending that I have a girlfriend at home. It was trending.
Yeah, Siddharth is very funny when he has to be, he actually has a great sense of humor. And he was troubling me that time because he thought I will get distracted from the task and he was saying anything. But I don't think he really, really meant that, oh, I have a girlfriend at home. It was just to like, because I was saying, haath laga rahi thi, main usko piche kar rahi thi. So that was his sense of humor. But I hope he has a girlfriend because he's a great guy and he really needs to be looked after because he's completely pampered by his mom. He, gets his food on time and all of that. So I hope he gets a girl who can take care of himself. Yeah, I pray that he gets a good girl.
And you're aware of this hashtag Sidnaz of Siddharth and Shanaz Gill?
Yeah. I know about the hashtag. I know it's very popular as well. But who am I to comment on that? I mean, they look cute together. They were great in their season. So if that's the truth, then I will be very happy for them.
Femida Sachu. She didn't like Siddharth's ways before. Now that you stayed with him in BB House, what is your changed opinion about him?
Well, I've already said it. I think Siddharth is quite fun. He's got a great sense of humor. He's a good guy. He's a caring guy. He's extremely passionate about competition, so he hates to lose, and that's how he gets into his mode of no, we have to win, which is great because he perceives his winning passion differently from mine, but that's absolutely okay. But he's a wonderful person, and I absolutely love being with him in the house.
What is something that you've discovered about following people's personality when you spend some time with them in the Bigg Boss house? Sidharth
Okay.
Shukla.
He's fun, a lot of fun.